everyone, and welcome to the General Hospital recap for December 6th. As always, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps, and also be a beauty and hit that bell down below so you get notified every time we upload a new recap. Real fast, if you haven't already, make sure you call or reach out to the FCC. I have all the links and phone numbers down below. Let them know you support net neutrality, and also reach out to your representative and senators and let them know you support net neutrality and want them to support net neutrality. The vote is December 14th. That is only a few days away. So far, they are hearing us. They are hearing our voices, so it's very important that we keep the pressure on and keep going at it. And if you're not sure what net neutrality is, I have links down below. Highly recommend the Vlogbrothers video because it gives you the most amount of information in a very concise and interesting way. And let's get to today's recap. At the Quartermains, Ned apologizes for wasting Alexis's time. She says that they're all still processing what's going on, and then Julian's at the door, and of course he calls Ned Ted, and he's here to see Olivia, and Olivia's right there, and he's like, I'm here for Leo. Julian has been conditionally released from Pentonville, awaiting a new trial. Olivia says that she has sole legal custody of Leo ever since Julian's conviction, and she doesn't want Julian anywhere near her son. Olivia wants Alexis to tell Julian to leave, and Julian's like, look, I just want to see Leo, I don't want visitation. And Olivia says that he should focus on his adult kids. Oh yeah, they don't want anything to do with him either. Neither does Leo. Julian is nothing to Leo. He doesn't even know him, and then they hear Leo call Ned Dad over the monitor, and Olivia tells Julian to leave. Alexis tells Julian that being here does jeopardize his chance of an acquittal. Olivia then please asks him to leave, and he feels that he's at a disadvantage here. I can't imagine why. He says eventually Leo is going to be interested in who his father is, and he's going to come to him. And Julian will tell him the truth, that Olivia held him back from him just like she did with Dante and Sonny. And look what happened with Dante then. He wound up getting shot. Heaven help her when Leo finally comes to him. So then Ned brings Leo downstairs, and Olivia says, look, we're going to see Santa in the park. Without even looking at Julian, she asks if he has a camera on his phone. He says yes. Okay, meet them at the park. At Sonny's, Sonny wants he and Carly to have a nice stress-free day, go out, not worry about all the conspiracies and drama around them. And Sonny says they can bundle up Avery and go to the park. And Carly's very focused on Jason and that this whole situation isn't exactly settled yet. Carly thinks that Drew is still going to hold on to Jason's life. And Sonny's like, look, let him process. I mean, if this is hard for us, imagine how it is for him. And then Carly brings up how Drew thinks that they betrayed him, but they're still his friends, and Sonny says Drew needs to figure out who he is. At the park, Curtis is being Santa, Jordan's there, Michael and Rocco are the first ones there to get in line and see Santa. Nelle is also there. She's an elf, Santa's helper. Michael sends Rocco to get some hot chocolate, and Nelle says that she has to take the job she can get. And Michael's like, well, I'm sure you'll land on your feet. Like, he's being very nice. Nelle says that her apartment just feels too big without him. And he's like, oh, well, you could always put up a temporary wall and get a roommate, and that would help with the rent. And she's like, well, I'm not quite there yet. Like, oh, my goodness. This back and forth. I absolutely loved it. And Michael's like, look, I'm flexible if you have a problem with the rent. And it's a little awkward, to be quite honest with you. They'll get past the awkward, though. Michael's sure of it. And Nelle has a feeling that they'll make this work, and they'll be in each other's lives for a long time. I don't like where this is going, and I've since watched the episode, so like I know where this is going, but I don't like it. Sonny and Carly come with Avery. Rocco rushes out to see Sonny. He likes seeing his grandpa, and Michael's like, ooh, I'm still not used to that. And Carly says, well, better him than me. And Nelle's like, oh, Carly, you have a Nana quality about you. Girl, my goodness, like, I can't. She's not even trying to, I mean, I asked for Lisa Niles 2.0, so I'm getting it, so I can't complain, because I secretly love the storyline. Like, I hate it, but like, I love to hate it, like, you know what I mean? Turns out Jordan has to go. She's being summoned to the PCPD. The Navy is taking Drew. Curtis needs to stay here and be Santa, though. He has Santa things to do. So Santa comes out, and the kids get in line. Nelle and Carly are left to the side, and Nelle feels that her luck is going to change, and Carly's like, not with Michael. Nelle says yes with Michael, and you don't think there's room in his life for me. And Nelle looks forward to resetting Carly's expectations. Oh my goodness, this is so bad. Nelle says that now's not the right time to talk about stuff, and Sonny brings Avery over, and they all, not Nelle, go over to see Santa. Michael and Ned present. This is an ELQ sponsored event. They're also donating $50,000 to the Charles Street Foundation. And tell you, this Charles Street, we're going to see a lot of it. Sonny asked Carly what was going on with Nelle, and Carly's like, you know what, let's shelve this because of the kids. Julian's there, and poor Carly and Sonny cannot get away from the drama. Sonny, of course, gives a veiled, was it really veiled, but a veiled death threat of how he needs to be careful because there's icy roads and accidents happen. It really wasn't that veiled. Now the kids are seeing Santa. Julian's gonna get a picture with Leo and Olivia as well, because why not? Then they're doing a major extended family picture with Santa, like all the kids. Nelle takes the picture and Julian jumps in at the last second, and like, he's too much. Like, I love him. He is just absolutely too much. Rocco is going to go with Olivia since Lulu never came to pick him up. Julian says that he's going to drop by to drop off presents, and he's going to stay in Leo's life, and he's going to call him dad. Meanwhile, like, Leo's right there, and poor Leo is like 2 and is like, what is going on? Santa time is over. Curtis is going to head out. Nelle has to stay and clean up, and Michael's going to stay because what are friends for? At the Invader, Lulu and Maxie are in their hazmat suits. Maxie does not like the suits, and Lulu is like, let's just do this, okay? Invader Zim is on the phone, but he gets off the phone and there's like this really bad smell, right? And Lulu and Maxie come in and says he needs to evacuate the building now. There's like this chemical, and now they're alone in the office. So they're snooping. Maxie's absolutely suffering. She doesn't want to absorb the smell, which is like of rotten eggs, which is just lovely. Something Maxie says inspires Lulu, and she looks through the paychecks for pay stubs because you can't write a check to anonymous. She looks through the file, and the memo says, ask man Lander's tip, $10,000, Nelle Benson. Well, there is no question there, is there? They take pictures of the pay stub and head out, but when they go to leave, Invader Zim and the police are at the door. So, yeah. At the PCPD, Sam fights for Drew. Dante says, let's give this a second, let us check out everything, but the Navy wants to go full steam ahead. Nathan and Dante try to say that he's someone in an ongoing investigation, and Commander Fuller says that Drew can be made available for a statement, but he's coming with him. Sam goes into the interrogation room to talk to Drew. It looks like he's going to be court-martialed. Drew thinks since most of his stuff was classified, they think that he has information that if he sold to a foreign power would be like treasonous. So not only are they treating him as a deserter, but also a traitor. And they're going to want him contained, where once he leaves with them, he ain't never coming back anywhere. Sam is determined to stop this before it starts. Drew says no matter what, he'll find his way back to her. Alexis comes in. Drew is her client. Stop this right now. She has an injunctive relief. Is there any physical evidence that this man isn't Jason Morgan? And Commander Fuller's like, look, I've been told there's this abduction theory, and it is like sci-fi, like not happening. The Navy's records match Jason Morgan's fingerprints. So as far as Commander Fuller is concerned, Jason Morgan is Drew Kane, that he changed his name to be a deserter. And now the ball is in Jordan's court with this, because Alexis says that her client's the only one who can link Cesar Faison back to the investigation, and Drew is pertinent to that. Jordan says that she can't relinquish custody of Drew right now. Commander Fuller is going to go speak to the judge, and Alexis is like, look, the second that judge sees what the Navy has, she's going to change her tune. They need to figure something out fast, and as in fast, in the next half an hour. In the jail, Maxie and Lulu are in jail, and Dante and Nathan are like, what is happening right now? What are you doing? Maxie kind of throws Lulu under the bus, and Lulu's like, look, it was harmless. And Maxie says that she can't go to Pentonville, and Nathan and Dante are like, oh, you never know, you might be going to Pentonville. Like, they're totally playing with them. And Lulu says, look, we did this for you. They were looking at who sold out Ask Man Landers, and they found it, Nelle Benson. The guys finally let Lulu and Maxie out. Invader Zim dropped the charges. Maxie and Nathan are going to go to Cabo on the Invader's dime. And Nathan says they'll talk about it later, and Lulu and Dante are going to go to the park, and I have no idea what that's about. So if you know what that's about, please tell me, because I honestly don't know. And now, end scene. Ned asks Olivia if Leo asked any questions about Julian. Ned isn't mad, he's frustrated because they could have had a win and called the police. Why didn't they do that? Why was Julian invited along? And Olivia says that she's a coward. And Ned's like, no, you're not. And she's like, well, when it comes to my kids, I am. She can't stand the thought of them not loving her. Dante wound up undercover against Sonny and almost died. And the fact that Dante survived was just a miracle. If Dante was a different kind of person, he could have never spoken to Olivia again. She wants to do it different, and Ned thinks that they can leave Julian out, and Olivia says, well, Leo's eventually going to look for Julian. He's just going to. And Julian will turn Leo against her and against Ned. Julian would turn her into a villain and put it all on Leo to, like, save him, or that he was the victim. It's better for Leo to grow up knowing who Julian is than for him to create this, like, picture perfect person in his head. And Ned's like, you know what, you're right, and he backs her up. She's making the wise decision. It's the hard decision, but it's the wise one. Maxie and Lulu arrive at the park. Lulu gets the text that Olivia has Rocco, and Maxie wants to shower and get this smell off of her right now, and Lulu spots Nelle right over there. Carly's gonna finish her Christmas cards. Drew and Sam are the only ones left, and Sonny says that he'll write that one. Drew has to stay in jail while they figure this whole thing out. Drew asks Nathan to look after Sam and the kids since the people from the launch party might resurface. Jason will draw danger and he can't trust Sonny. Alexis and Sam strategize to get Drew out. They need more ammo and Sam has an idea. That is it for the 6th Drama Hospital. I will see you in 2 seconds for the 7th, and I hope you have a great day. And if it snowed near you like it snowed near me, I hope you're doing good. Alright, bye.